Michael is in Arkansas. Hey, Michael, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call today.
Sure. What's up?
Hey, with the coronavirus, my company has reduced our salary by 20%.
Permanently?
They did this back in, well, they say for 3 or 4 weeks, but back in 2008, I wasn't at the company yet. But they said that they did this, and they said that it was going to be temporary, and it ended up being permanent. So my question for you is, how long would you stay at the company if it doesn't end up being just temporary, if it's more permanent? Or what conversations you might have with management?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they say it's temporary and then they come back later and say, oh, no, it's permanent, there would have to be reasons for that, and you would have to not be able to get a job for more than that. What do you make after the pay cut?
After the pay cut, I'm at $75,000.
Okay, so you're making like $95,000.
Correct.
Doing what?
CPA.
Okay, so if you can be a CPA somewhere else for 95, and they won't raise your salary back up, you would go take the new job, right?
Correct. I guess I just didn't know if they say after 3 weeks, if you would say, well, I'll give you 2 or 3 more weeks, or if you
I would
just start looking and
I
see.
would. I mean, unless there's something else wrong there, another reason. But if the only thing is that their revenues are down and they're trying to survive by not laying off a bunch of people, instead giving everybody a temporary cut, that's good. Everybody gets a little pain instead of a few gets the whole pain. We talked about doing something similar around here if we had reached a revenue problem. Thank goodness we haven't. We may still, but I don't think we will. And so, if you see revenues coming back up, signs of revenues coming back up around there, and then they don't raise it back up, then I would ask about it and go, because I think I can make 95 over at another place, right?
Correct.
Michael, how old are you, Michael?
30 years old.
30 years old, yeah. I agree with Dave, and I'm going to add this to it. And before you jump, man, I want you to really sit back and think about just the culture of the company. One thing that we have here is if Dave did come to me and say, hey, personalities, we got to take a pay cut, the culture here is just amazing, so I love this place. Do you love where you work? Do you enjoy the culture? So don't just go chasing for another $20,000, which I get it. Money is important, but make sure that you're leaving because you don't like the place as well. But if you do like it, I would hang around and trust the company because I would do that with Dave. I trust Dave. I love where we are, and I'm not here just for the paycheck that I'm blessed to have. So that's just something to consider as well.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony, I need to talk to you about. You walked into that.
That's funny.
I would give them a few weeks, and then I would start having they need to give you lots of communication.
Yeah.
They owe you lots of communication about the timeline on this. So when are you going to raise this back up? And what are you basing that on? If they say, well, we're basing it on revenues, and here's what revenues are doing, and you're okay with waiting that, because a lot of places have had to do that kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. And so, but this time next year, if they haven't raised it back up, I'm looking for a job.
Yeah.
Because by then it should be completely recovered.